The Ithaca boot by JW Boot Company has been one of my go-tos for the past 2 years since I've had it. I love wearing this boot and I wear it quite a bit, and it's even just a little dirty, I gotta clean it. But JW Boot Company has released a new boot that's almost just like it, except it's green Roughout. Let's do a quick impression of this Arden 2 boot by JW Boot Company right now.
I'm just here to connect ya, and then I'll be on my way.
JW Boot Company has been a long time featured brand here on the channel, and they've gone through a lot of different iterations. They started out being sort of a mid-range quality boot, and they've worked their way up to a signature line, which is the only line of boots that JW Boot Company now carries, and it is a beautiful build. I've been wearing the Ithaca quite a bit here, which was one of the first boots that they released in that line, and it is so nice. Coming from the same factory down in Mexico as brands like Heritage Boot Company, City Boots, and that's one of the best cowboy boot factories in Mexico, if not the best. And now Blake Baker at JW Boot Company has a brand new boot, and it's the Arden 2 in this green Roughout. So let's break down the details of this new boot with the rundown. Yes, this is the Arden 2, and the name comes from a poem called Enoch Arden by Alfred Tennyson, which tells the tale of a merchant sailor getting lost at sea, then coming back and figuring out what it's like to reintegrate into society several years later. The Arden 1 is also available on JW Boot Company's website, and that has a snip toe. But I don't think that they have that in my size. They are doing B-widths for these round toes, and I really appreciate that. This is a calfskin Roughout, and the color that they're calling this on the website is artichoke. We got an oval toe on this Arden 2, which is pretty much the same as a medium round toe. It's coming in at 12 inches tall, and it uses a thread in the stitch pattern that almost blends into the artichoke color of this Roughout, giving it a very unique texture. I really like how that's done. Down here for a heel, we got a 1.5 inch stacked leather heel. And for an outsole, this is a leather outsole, about 10 or 11 irons, so it's a really nice durable leather outsole, and you can see that there's also lemonwood pegs alongside that shank there. And the sole is on there with a Goodyear welt, and that welt has been channeled into the insole, so at every angle that you look at this boot, you see a traditional build everywhere. This is a classic looking boot. On the inside, it's lined with leather, and that's a super soft leather as well. And you can see that they've also used the green Roughout for the heel pad too. It looks great. And down here, you also got a traditional hard leather insole, and you can see the holes where they nailed it into the last, and you can see the top portions of the lemonwood pegs too. So this is how you know those lemonwood pegs are actually doing something, because they're going all the way through the insole, and it was hand sanded so that those pegs don't poke your foot. This is a good boot, guys. This is a really nice boot. A lot of these companies out here will say that they have lemonwood pegs, but then they'll use some composite insole. So most of the time when that happens, those lemonwood pegs aren't doing anything. When you can see the tops of the lemonwood pegs inside the boot at the insole, that means that the lemonwood pegs are actually going all the way through the boot and holding it there like a lemonwood peg is supposed to do. It's not just for show like a lot of these other companies are doing. Tacovas! Excuse me. Whew, I don't know where that came from. Like I mentioned, these boots are made in Mexico, and at the time of this recording, they're coming in over at jwbootcompany.com at $525. But you can save 10% when you use my code JC10 at checkout, and that brings the price down to, oh shit, I didn't even do my math ahead. I gotta figure this out. It's like $50 off, so it brings it close to around $470 or something. Let me see. Yeah, $472, which is a nice deal for a boot like this. I mean, this comes from the same factory as City Boots, and their boots go for like $700, $900. Now let's try on this boot and see how it looks and feels. Oh shit, City Boots are selling, you can't find any City Boots for under $1,000. Damn. All right, I got those JW Boot Company Arden 2 boots on. right now, and they went on so nice. They feel so great. This is one of those boots that fits perfect around my instep and my arch, and I have tons of wiggle room for my toes. I love the way that the signature boot feels with this R-toe. There's seriously as much, if not more, room for my toes than in wide square toe boots. That whole myth that wide square toe boots give you more room for your toes, it's only because you have the wrong size. There is so much room for my toes in this boot. It feels incredible. I love the look of it. I also wore these with some wood smoke color Wrangler Retro Slim Straight jeans. And I really like wearing these jeans with colored boots. I've just noticed that it makes the color of the boots just pop more. So I kind of wanted to show you what that looks like, just because a lot of times blue jeans, especially dark blue jeans, they kind of take away from a green. I've been wearing a green ostrich boot from Ariat, and it looks just okay with most blue jeans. But with, these gray jeans, looks awesome. So I really like the look of this. Let's pull up over these pants so you can see what it would look like just wearing normal. But now you have an idea of what it looks like and how tall it is. And another thing that I like about the JW Boot Company boots from the Signature line, the top is really slim. Like, it's a proportional top, and it looks great under pretty much any kind of jean. So you can see, like, you got that bottle-shaped heel counter. I love the look of that. So that's something that Lisa Sorrell talks about all the time, is a boot's got to have good curves to it like a beautiful woman. And that's what I like about boots that come out of this factory, is that they really focus on that sort of rounded heel counter like no other factory is doing for the most part, and it looks great. Here's a POV with that color. Look at that. Looks great. Love the color, and they're here just in time for St. Patrick's Day. That's gonna be sweet. I really like the color. I really like the build. I really like everything about this JW Boot Company boot. Comes in my size, 12B. That's really cool. And before you guys start thinking that I'm glazing on JW Boot Company now, there was a long time that I've been looking at their boots and be like, meh, they could do better. Meh, they could do better. Meh, they could do better. And then they went Signature line. And it's like, I think that's so cool. I think that's incredible that Blake has sort of taken the criticisms that I've done on this channel and been like, this is a good look, but I wish it was like this and that, and he's implemented it into the boots that he's releasing now, and it's pretty much everything that I would ever want. So, like, he made all the changes that I was looking for, basically. It's been a long run on this channel for 4 years, maybe more, and he's done everything with this Signature line, and I think it is a great accomplishment. I'm looking forward to wearing this one just as much as I wore this one here, this Ithaca, but I'm gonna tell you some things to just think about real quick before I sign off. This boot is a tough boot to break in. This outsole is 10 to 11 iron, so that means it's hard. It's kind of tough. So when you're walking around in this boot, this will take a very long time before it will bend a little bit easier. Longer than most boots. Not quite as long as Blackjack, but still pretty close. The outsole basically gives you no flexibility for a while, but just stick with it and it feels really, really good. It's not like it's uncomfortable while you're trying to walk around, it's just not as flexible, and it doesn't give you the freedom to do as many things as you'd like, but it comes, trust me, and it feels so good. Also, the hard leather insole will form to your foot. I can feel the impressions of my toes and the ball of my foot in this leather insole, and that's why a hard leather insole is so valuable, because that impression, your foot, the shape of your foot literally is stamped into the bottom of the boot the more and more that you wear it. So it does take some time to break in this outsole, but other than that, it's been awesome. It fits great. Oh, there's one other thing. Because of this heel, how round this heel is, it makes it look really good and feels really cool when you slip your foot in there. It's great fit around the instep and at the arch, not too snug or anything. But when you try to get your boot off, because you do have this shape, it's gonna be a little bit tough to do throughout like the first month. If you're doing it by hand, you will need a boot jack pretty much to get these boots off if they fit right. It's not like they're too tight or anything, they just lock in. And that's what's really cool about these boots. They lock in and it's comfortable the way they lock in. So just take that and know that before going into it. It's kind of like what you get with good boots. You gotta break them in a little bit. Maybe sometimes you gotta use a boot jack to take them off and stuff. So that's just sort of what comes with the territory, but don't let that scare you away from wearing this boot as much as you want. And the green color is just beautiful. I mean, crazy, right? Crazy. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
I'm wearing green Roughouts and I'll wear them my way. I wear those green Roughouts on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching today. Why don't you check out this other JW Boot Company video up here? Or I got a music video down here I think you might enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe up here, and I will see you next time. Peace. Have a good one.